How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of Twin Elephant up in this piece. Look at that. A little bit of Quested. Yeah. This is a West Coast style IPA. 7.6% alcohol by volume. Twin Elephant Brewing Company. Chatham, New Jersey. And is Pilsner, Pale, and White Wheat malts. Strata and CTZ. And American Ale yeast. Yeah. That looks like old school, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, video game like Dragon's Quest on NES kind of stuff going on right there. Twin Elephant, one of my favorite tap rooms in Jersey. I have not been there. God, when's the last time I was there? Like 4 hours ago. Actually, I went to the brewery today for the first time in a couple of years, and they released this today, and this piqued my interest from the get because I dig their beers. West Coast jams, okay. So I ended up talking to one of the brewers there. And he's like, you have to understand. He's like, because he wanted to explain the beer to me. I'm like, you don't have to explain it, dude. I'm like, it's all good. He's like, no. He's like, I was out west spending some time, and he's like, I was drinking a bunch of these kind of New England style influenced West Coast hazies, and that's kind of what I wanted to make here. So that's what this is. You look at it, you think West Coast kind of beer. No, it doesn't look like that. It looks like a New England kind of malt bill, New England kind of grist. That's what it is, but it's going to bring those kind of West Coast kind of stylings to that. Now, I dig those styles of beer. I've had, whether it be Pariah's, I think it's their Pine, and then there's been a couple of these kind of West Coast breweries doing that New England thing with West Coast hopping schedules. I can get down with that quite a bit, so I'm excited to dive into it. So, it's rich orange glow. It doesn't come off as super turbid New England style haze, but it looks the part. Index finger, frothy, creamy kind of head. It's got a nose. I get a lot of berry off of this. I mean, you're getting that West Coast kind of influence. You're getting that piney. It's not overly resinous, but it's there. You're getting a big fruity component. You're getting your citrus. Getting your pineapple coming in gobs, probably more pineapple than citrus and pineapple. But there's this berry component to it that I like quite a bit. Big, ripened kind of red berry, not raspberry, not like it, but it's almost like a blueberry kind of confectionery thing to it. It's not like lactose laden or anything like that, but there's this vibrant berryness to it. So you get that West Coast on one side, you get that East Coast on the other. But then you have that nice kind of berry component, which really kind of sets this apart. I like this. We're diving in. Cheers. That's delicious. That's like scary delicious. The softness on this beer, that East Coast New England style softness, is just second to none. And I want to kind of put a pin in that. No, let's not do put a pin in that. Let's talk about it right now. There's a lot of like super soft, water nerdy kind of New England stuff. But a lot of it is like, water chemistry fuck duggery. There's this chalky thing that if you don't get too chalky, it's okay. Blah, 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 blah. This is organically, naturally soft. There's no tricks here. I don't think there's a huge kind of water chemistry thing going on. I think it really is just killing it on a malt base kind of front and not getting too over your skis when it comes to trying to make something super kind of turbid. You're just making a really soft, really drinkable kind of base on the malt side of things. The sweetness is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's a sweet beer, but it's not sweet. No, it's going to be like, wow, this is sweet. If you test it, it's sweet. But it's the perfect balance of sweetness that goes along beautifully with this relatively soft, but yet kind of aggressive, very oxymoronish kind of West Coast kind of vibe going on in this beer. Because it gives you that subtle pine. It gives you a little bit of cascadey kind of, and I know Cascade's not in here, but it's like this cascadey kind of resin, like not even, I don't want to say resin because it's not resinous. It is, but everything has a shaved edge to it. Everything's softer on the edge. It's not super sharp. But it gives you those West Coast leanings, that pininess, that subtle, I'm going to say it, subtle resininess. And then you get that nice fruit component. It definitely has that pineapple grapefruit, but there's no pithy bittering on that side of things. It's a little bit more softer. That berry component definitely comes through in a taste that I got on the nose. Not nearly as big as it came off in the nose, but it's definitely there. When you combine them all together, they're working together perfectly. There's no kind of like herky-jerkiness to this beer. There's no kind of like, oh, it's kind of doing this, but it's sharp over here, soft over here. Everything's in unison. This is really, 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 really good beer. Like, really good. Like, really, really good. This might be my favorite Twin Elephant beer I've ever had. To be like 100% honest with you. It's so funny because they released 2 beers in cans. They released their Little Shimmy, which I bought too, which I like. I think it's evolved quite well over time. And then this one, which was kind of like, I don't think it was like kind of an afterthought, but it was almost like when I talked to the brewer, he was like, I don't even know what to tell people about this beer because I can't call it a West Coast style beer, even though that's what they called it on here. But he's like almost like cautioning against thinking about it that way because it's not traditionally a West Coast beer, but it's a New England style hazy, but it's marrying both of those worlds. I knew exactly what he was trying to say. And I was like, okay, cool. This is actually very, very interesting. This is kind of what I want to drink, but I didn't drink it while I was there. I wanted to reserve what I was tasting for when I got home. It's better than I thought it would be. Not that I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be a really good beer, but this is delicious. Channeling my inner what's that guy's name? The best guy in history. What's the guy from Parks and Rec that Haverford hangs out with? And no, why am I spacing on his name? He's my favorite guy of all time. John Ralphio. It's like that good, like delicious. Yeah. Anyway, fantastic. Honestly, just amazing beer. Super delicious. And honestly, I think in the last couple Twin Elephant beers I've done has actually come via my buddy Keith, 93 Lumber, for those keeping score at home. I don't think they were bad, but I was like, okay, I like them. This is just next level stuff. Let's put it this way. I bought a 4-pack of this, and I'm super angry that I didn't buy more. Is this one of the better hazies? Because that's what I'm going to call it. It's a hazy that I've had. I was like, yes, Mount Rushmore status. That blank of a canvas. One of the better hazies I've had is like, yes. Value and availability on this sucker, $18. They're small. They don't do a ton of cans. They're doing a lot more cans, but they don't do a ton. They're small. They're close to New York. I'm not going to sit here and kind of get like all kind of bitchy and moany about 18. But 18, I want to see this close to 15. But again, coming out of COVID, I'm not going to bitch. Value, I already did value. Availability. Brewery only, I think a little dripping drabs leak out, but not that much. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like New England haze, if you like West Coast, you understand the difference between the two, and you want them to marry in the middle, probably a little bit closer to East Coast or New England style, but still kind of there. If you like those kind of West Coast hazies, the new ones that have been popping up, where they're taking that hefty dollop of New England style haze, throwing in a bit of West Coast kind of hopping, and doing a really good job of it, this is the best of the best. Honestly, it's going to be that good. So if you like both sides of the spectrum, you will like this. There you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Twin Elephant right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.